Nithyanandam, with gratitude to my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swami, or Swamiji, I welcome you to today's video, where I just wanted to share some insight I learned from Swamiji by watching his Nithya Satsangs and living in his presence. Now, as we get older in life, we develop cognitions, which set in very young in life, and they become a part of they influence our day-to-day lives. They dictate how we live. They determine the relationships we have, the success we have in life. We really all are just a bunch of cognitions. We may have similar cognitions, overlapping cognitions, or strikingly opposing cognitions. But at the end of the day, it's this bed of cognitions that somehow got created. We don't even remember how. But there is a source for them. And because we've given so much importance to them and so much life to them, we get to feel that these cognitions are permanent. But Swamiji reveals a very important revelation about cognitions. It's simply that cognitions are changeable. Now, when you apply that statement to yourself and understand that literally everything wrong, I won't say wrong, there's really no right or wrong, but every cognition that has caused you to perceive life a certain way, perceive yourself a certain way, perceive others a certain way, perceive God a certain way. We find in the science of completion process that these cognitions are based on just a low, raw, very wrong understanding of some situation that happened, which resulted in these cognitions. But when you understand, just as easily as a cognition was created by you, your younger you, and just how easily you picked it up and made it a part of your life, literally a part of you, where we sometimes feel we cannot even drop these cognitions. They feel permanent. As, of course, the older we get, we start to live life as if nothing is changeable. But that's where we go wrong. At any point, whether you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 30 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, or above, there is a simple truth that will liberate us all, which is cognition is changeable. Just knowing that the cognitions are not as solid as you think, are not as permanent as you think, despite whatever mistakes, whatever bad situations, scenes that you've gone through, that you've lived life and experienced, none of that matters against the power of knowing that your cognition can change. And why is this so powerful? Because if your cognition can change, it means your whole life can change. Because you are just acting from your cognitions. And why is it so important to know that cognition is changeable? Because we forget that cognition is changeable. We think that the way we are is the way we are. And people just got to deal with it. I just got to live with it. Nothing can be done. That's not true. The very basic understanding of cognitions means that it is changeable. So just reminding yourself, just knowing this truth can liberate you. Now, I've linked to Swamiji's Discourse on the topic. And I encourage you to watch it and go deep into this, because the more this sets in, the more power you give to you to break any cognition that is binding you. This is the liberating cognition, as per Sadashiva. So, watch this video, do the technique, and experience this liberation for yourself and go beyond any of these binding thought patterns, cognitions, perceptions about life, and discover the real you, which is ever changing and which is just beautifully flowing with life and achieving your highest potential. So, thank you, Swamiji, for sharing this truth.